Welcome to the Elements of Spirit readings for the week of February 27th, 2017. It's good to be back, good to see you. I will be back doing private sessions next week, just recuperating a little bit. Got hit with a bit of a head cold because I was out of balance, expending all sorts of energy in a very authentic way, but too much, just too much. So these readings are here to help you work with your elements, with your primary element, with the element that is strongest in you. And the way these readings are structured is through your astrological sun signs. This reading will be for ether, the element of space, in which all the other four elements are manifesting and vibrating. And what you do is you listen to this reading, the ether reading, to get a sense of the space of the week. And then you go through the other readings based on your astrological sun sign. Each of the sun signs is associated with one of the classical elements of earth, air, water, fire. Associations are in the description below this reading. But so the idea, for those of you who've worked with me or those of you who haven't, is an efficiency of energetic expression, knowing yourself, picking something to work with. In this case, the classical elements. Air is associated with the mind, quickness, fire with the spirit, with change, with the will, transformation, water with the emotions and the intuition and sensitivity and receptivity, and earth with physical matters, material existence, structure, schedule, pragmatism. So basically, by combining the element, your primary element, with the reading from the ether, you get a sense of how to work with your energy throughout the course of this week in a way that will hopefully allow you to conserve your energy and express it authentically, as opposed to expending it willy-nilly sort of all over the place. So without further ado, let's see what comes through in the ether this week, offered in guidance, offered in service. I was wondering how this would show up. It's interesting. It's I get this beautiful color blue, and this beautiful, and I see this word of unification, understanding, and synthesis. So this is actually, wow, this might actually have to do with the astrology of the moment. I have really not been astrologically inclined. I've been off my schedule, off my rocker a little bit. But there's this beautiful image here, which is sort of like I mean, it's not that beautiful of an image, but it kind of matches my eyes the way I see it for you, is this gorgeous indigo blue sort of spiral shower. I feel it has to do with the eclipse, and also with I think this was the new moon that we just experienced, or even are experiencing. Fun. So what it's saying is that we're being presented with an opportunity to pass through a moment of unification, understanding, and synthesis. We can, this week, we can see connection over disconnection. And then acting from unity. Look, conscious beings of the world unite. It feels like a bit of a watershed moment where the orientation that you select towards the world is going to magnify itself after this week. So what it's saying is be rigorous in your assessment. Be rigorous in assessment. That indigo blue color too, that high third eye chakra blue color, is saying be rigorous in your assessment. And the way I wrote it down, it almost looks vigorous in your assessment. See clearly at all costs. And what this means here is to not be glamored by disconnection. Don't let yourself be lazy in your assessment. And the way I'm seeing this is sort of casually seeing chaos. So you have to work a little harder this week to see past the caterwauling and the babble, to see into the unification, to see the thing that just keeps popping to the forefront of my mind is obviously the news and the politics and the world and the government and the wars and everything, the starvation and the, all of the happy-dappy, gloom and doom things that are happening in the world. You can look at that and you can see a giant tidal wave of misery, or you can look at that and you can see unification. You can see the connections that are being forged and being made. And there is something about passing through this moment, which is why I say it feels like it's astrological, passing through this moment and just sort of drinking in those feelings of unity and those visions of unity, and then recognizing that you're going to move through this kind of car wash, and then you still have to drive to your destination. So you have this choice of acting from unity. So the affirmation that comes through this week is, I am one with all. I'm one with all. So that is nice. That's nice. It just is, it's saying, if you see difference and you only see difference and you bitch about the same things and you even just bitch about new things that have to do with differences, that perspective after this week is going to crystallize a little bit, and it's going to be a lot harder to shake off. Crystallized dissonance, crystallized disconnection perspective. Feels like it gets kind of crusty and that you'll have to pick some scabs after this week, versus seeing some unity, acting from unity, acting from a place of connection over disconnection, acting from a place of presumed love, acting from a place of presumed compassion, presumed or assumed compassion. It's basically saying, like, come from a good place even if you don't feel like it. Because where you come from this week is going to establish itself. Oh, totally, again, has to do with eclipses. Where you come from this week is going to establish itself as a vantage point for at least the next lunar cycle, if not the next, eclipse cycle, meaning longer than 2 weeks. And affirming, I am one with all, I am one with all, I am one with all, is just, I see it also as sort of like, I don't know, I'm seeing this image of like colliding origami armies. Just like, if you just charge headlong into dissonance, you're just going to affirm more dissonance, as opposed to affirming that you are one with all, and then coming from that place of commonality as opposed to that place of dissonance. It sounds so simple, which is why I keep trying to make it more complicated, but it's actually challenging to affirm and to come from this place of unity perspective, unification, understanding, and synthesis, seeing the connections more. And again, just to reiterate, the way that the element of ether is showing this to me, to us right now, is that we're going to pass through this window where unification, understanding, and synthesis are easier than hard. And if we are lazy in our assessment, if we are not rigorous or vigorous in our assessment, if we don't say to ourselves, okay, there's an opportunity to see connection here, then a perspective of dissonance crystallizes and causes some issues for the next few weeks, if not few months. So the idea here is to, throughout the week, affirm, I am one with all, I'm one with all, I'm one with all. And to, instead of casually seeing chaos, rigorously see order and connection, point it out, look for it, find it. And in this affirmation, you set yourself up for a lot more ease over the next lunar cycle / eclipse cycle. So please check out the other readings. Affirmation again, I am one with all. Check out the other readings, Earth, Air, Water, Fire, that will build on this reading of the ether. And I'll see you next week. Bye.